All right, guys, this is Crazy Kev here, and I'm here with UFC fighter Damon Jackson. Damon, how we doing, my man?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Can't complain. And Damon, man, on your Instagram, you said you got a fight coming up. Can you talk us a little bit more about that post and what's going on?
Yeah, so Danny Gay stepped in last week at 303, and he fought Diego Lopez on short notice, but he already had a fight booked for the July 20th card, and so it's just too quick of a turnaround for him to go back to back. So they were looking for a spot, so I'm fighting. I'm now taking his spot and fighting Chepe.
Let's go. Let's go. And what was it like to kind of get that call, man? And what are you kind of doing to kind of get prepared for this?
Well, I was kind of preparing for it no matter what, because I was hoping that, obviously I don't want anybody to get too hurt, but I was hoping that one of those guys got hurt and I could step in. I kind of look at matchups like that every week. When you don't have a fight, you kind of go crazy. So every week when there's a featherweight matchup, I'm always like cutting weight, staying ready, like just in case. And when it popped up, I hit my manager up and he got on top of it for me, and the rest is good to go.
I love it. I love it. And what's the weight looking like, man? And when do you plan to maybe kind of go out there and travel to get prepared for this fight?
I usually go out there just like that Tuesday before. I don't go out there too early. I don't love Vegas, but I will go out there early on Tuesday. So just to get some work in before I start cutting weight and everything. But weight's great right now. I'm like right where I'm normally at. I'm like actually 2 pounds lighter than normal. So it should be a great weight cut. Everything should go pretty smooth. It's pretty normal stuff.
Good. No, it's definitely good to hear, man. And what's kind of the nerves like going into this fight and being able to step in short notice?
I don't know, man. I love it. I love everything about it. I hate fight camps, man. It's like for me, I train daily. I eat healthy all the time. I don't do anything like crazy at night. Like I go to the gym, I go to work, I'm hanging out with my kids. Like one of those, that's what I'm doing all the time. So for me to take a short notice fight isn't that big a deal to me. And so it's kind of nice to like get that call, but it makes me look good because I'm taking a short notice fight, but I'm always training, I'm always ready. So it's kind of like one of those things where we're both winning in this.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. That definitely makes sense. And you mentioned, you're a father and stuff. What's maybe some of your favorite memories being a father?
I've kind of built my life around sports, and outside of fighting, I was wrestling and baseball and track. I did everything. So watching my kids go through that same struggles and making it through stuff, and it's pretty cool. And I coach wrestling at the middle school here in Rockwall, and so coaching them through that and helping them out with things, it's been really cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you said you played baseball. What position did you used to play when you played baseball?
I was pitcher, and then I was catcher most of the time, but I was pitcher. I usually close games out. I was a closer, so I would play catcher, most of the time, and then I would, come in and pitch, every other game.
Fair enough. And with you doing baseball and stuff, how come the transition to fighting? What kind of made you do that switch?
Wrestling was if you looked at when I first started looking into wrestling, it was because I just started watching the UFC at that time, and there was no I grew up in a small town, so there was no martial arts besides a taekwondo school, which was I got kicked out of after 2 weeks in. It was I hit this kid in the nose and he punched me back. I hit him in the nose again. We weren't supposed to hit each other in the face. It was kind of weird. So whenever I started wrestling, I loved it, and all the wrestlers were dominating at that time, so it was kind of wrestling was, what got me, focused, and, I loved it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you mentioned you do a little bit of coaching with wrestling. I mean, how do you kind of enjoy that?
I loved it, man. My oldest daughter, she was wanting to wrestle really bad, and I was like, I don't want you to wrestle. And then in Texas, it's really cool because they have it's all girls wrestling. They have all girls practice, all girls, duels, tournaments, state, and now they have, really high level, D1 programs for girls. So the sport's growing so much. And so whenever she wanted to wrestle, I was like, well, if you're going to wrestle, I'm going to coach, because she started in the 7th grade. And I didn't really know the coaches at the time. But, when she said she wanted to wrestle, I wanted to, be a part of it for sure. And so I just kind of started doing it. And I've just been coaching for years now.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely awesome, man. And you're obviously coming off a big win, and now you're stepping up on short notice. If you get another win under your belt, do you maybe have maybe a opponent in mind of who could maybe be next for you?
I don't know. I mean, I called out, I called out everybody, before this fight, before I got this fight, I was calling people out. And, if people want to fight, they'll come back and say something to you. And if they don't want to fight, they usually just keep their mouth shut and act like they don't see it. I'm not going to call anybody out. I know Sean, I know my coach and my manager, like they're all going to, you know, depending on how this fight goes, is where I'll fight and when I'll fight again and who I'll fight and stuff like that. So I just got to go take care of business, and I'm looking to get a ranked fight after this.
Yeah, yeah, and we're definitely looking forward to you maybe getting a ranked opponent soon. And with you having a bunch of fights now in the UFC, I mean, who do you think is maybe your toughest matchup that you've competed against so far?
I mean, Ilya definitely my toughest one so far. But like Dan Ige and Ilya, both those two guys are just they're tough for sure.
Yeah. Now, after competing against a guy like Illa, I mean, did you ever think he could potentially be the champion one day?
No, I didn't. I mean, it just goes to show you that anyone can win. Like, if you just put together a good win streak and you get like some hype behind you, you could put together, a string of fights and be right there in the mix. So, like when I fought him, I didn't really know anything about him. I thought it was actually going to be like a grappling match when we fought, and so because he had no video at the time, and so I tagged him a couple times. He tagged me, and then he ended up catching me, towards the end. And he's a tough dude, but I think anyone's beatable. Honestly, that's the beautiful thing about the UFC or about MMA is that things could be going your way the whole time, and then if you drop your guard for a second, you can lose it all.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And you mentioned when the guy like that doesn't really have a ton of film. I mean, what do you kind of do in the gym to kind of get prepared for somebody like that when you don't have a lot of film to kind of study against them?
Well, like thankfully now that I've been fighting for as long as I have. Usually the opponents that I get are usually kind of like out there, so you can kind of see everything. But when you don't have a game plan, like as far as like videos and stuff like that, you got to look into like who their coaches are, like what their coaching style is, and maybe even go back and look at your last fight to see how someone's going to fight you. And so then you got to change it up. So there's ways to get around it, but looking at people's video, if you can put together, certain things they do in each fight and the timeline that they do it in, you can tell who they are and what they're going to do and stuff. So, fighting someone like Chepe, he's got plenty of stuff for me to watch, and he's definitely a tough dude. And it's not an easy matchup, especially short notice. It's not easy for sure.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely not an easy matchup. And speaking of not easy matchups, I'm from Philadelphia, and you ended up competing against a guy like Pat Sabatini. What was it kind of like to prepare against a guy like him and end up getting that big win?
That was an awesome win because I tore my pec like 3 weeks before that fight. So all my wrestling, all my grappling went out the window. And I thought that fight was going to be a lot of wrestling, a lot of grappling because just because he is a good wrestler. And I was like, man, this is gonna be a big test, and like I can't wrestle right now, so I'm just like, I gotta catch him. I'd been drilling that front kick. I mean, I've been doing that. I do it almost every fight. I throw a front kick, and it's just crazy that it caught him like so perfect, and that was like the first exchange. So it was kind of a blessing for me because I just wasn't prepared to wrestle all 3 rounds like he normally would have. He would have forced me to do. So it was nice to catch him early and be done with that.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, man. And after your fights, win or lose, I mean, how quick do you kind of go on social media and start kind of reading the comments about your fight?
I usually only time that I'll read anything is if I put something out there. Like I don't ever like search my name. Like if I put a picture out, I always respond to people's comments and stuff because it's more personal that way. But like as far as like if someone tags me in some bullshit post, like I don't even read it at all. And the only thing I'll read is stuff that I put out there.
Yeah, yeah, no, fair enough. And do you happen to have maybe like some cool like fan experience that maybe you can remember off the top of your head?
You say fan experience?
Yeah, yeah, maybe like somebody
Yeah.
meet you or give me a cool comment or something.
Yeah, it's always cool. Like whenever if I'm like when I go to Mexico a lot, and so when I go there and someone like will recognize me, I think that's like really cool. But like, honestly, like people send me a card of myself and they want me to sign it. It always is. That's pretty cool. And then people are always asking, if they ask for pictures or things like that. It's just funny because like I'm such a normal guy. Like I have like a whole life and everything. So it's kind of when someone asks, they make me look like it's surreal to meet me, and I'm like bro, I'm just a normal dude. Like it's just funny that people get amped up, But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty cool, man. And with your fight gear and stuff, man, I mean, what do you typically do with like your fight gloves, your fight shorts after you're all done with your fights?
Like I keep a lot of it. I like it. I like that kind of stuff. But I do give like my family stuff a lot. If they ask, if people ask for it all the time, but like if I can give it to my family first, I'm going to do that. And anytime that like if my parents want something or someone close to me wants it, then I'll give it to them. So
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool when my kids ask for stuff. That's always cool. Like they asked me to wear like one of my jackets to school. They want to wear a T-shirt to school or something, and I'm like, man, it's cool that they're proud of like stuff that I'm doing. So like that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely some good stuff, man. And when it comes to just like training in general and stuff, I mean, what's maybe some of your favorite memories that you've had training in the gym?
Man, I just it's like a little brotherhood you develop with your team and stuff. And my team, we've been together since like most of us have been there since day one. So it's cool to see like Macy go out there and get a huge win last week. She just killed it, and like she's like I've been in her guard many times. She's been in my guard many times, and like we're grappling like 2-3 days a week, and like so it's always cool to watch someone that you like get to train with, and then they go have success and stuff. And that's definitely because it's such a short glory moment because you train so hard for one night, and it's not even one night. It's like 15-minute go. So you're training so hard, you got to perform that one opportunity you get to get out there, and so it's nice to see people take advantage of that. That you see them working their ass off, and now they get to go out there and they're showing everyone the stuff they've worked on. So that's probably the coolest thing.
I like it. I like it. And you mentioned that you travel to Mexico a good bit. I mean, what do you typically do when you travel to Mexico?
Honestly, man, I just love beach. Like, Cozumel, even like Destin, Seaside, like, anywhere. Pensacola is awesome. Like, I just love ocean. So, Mexico is great for that. Like, as far as like, Cozumel and Cancun, that area it's always fun. But I go to Cabo often. I have some friends that have a house up there, so I go out there often. And, I love going down there. The food's always so good. And then, it's just so chill, and then I love the ocean. So that's definitely my focus when I go there.
Nice, nice. What kind of food do you typically like to eat?
Just authentic stuff. Like I like to have different like meats and stuff, but just the way they prepare it and the spices and things like that and the sauces they use. It's just a little twist on it. It's definitely you can taste the difference of when it's like manufactured or if it's cooked at the restaurant. So. I like good food. When I go to places like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you mentioned like your kids and stuff wearing your jackets and stuff. Do you happen to maybe bring like your kids and stuff to your fights as well too?
No, I took my oldest daughter to the Billy Q fight in Nashville because I knew that Billy Q didn't have knockout power, and so I figured I could bring her there and it was safe. And I didn't lose that fight. He's a bitch, and I want that rematch so bad. It's not his fault, I guess, but it was so frustrating to get that decision loss. I'm like it was so not like I won. I won. It's so frustrating to go through that, but it is what it is. But no, I don't bring them to the fights. I don't think it's normal to get hit in the face. Like my coach gets pissed at me in practice all the time because I don't like punching my teammates in the face. It's like it's not normal to get hit in the face. So it's kind of like when you have someone that you care about, like a dad or a mom. It's hard to like put your kid in that situation where you're like, hey, come watch me fight, and then you're gonna make them sit there and watch you get punched in the face, and they can't do anything. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely respect that. And like you mentioned, it's like hard to kind of punch like your teammates and stuff in the face. Like when you fight some of these guys, I mean, obviously you don't have like bad blood with everybody you're competing against. Like, do you happen to maybe like feel bad like after the fights or anything like that when you're all said and done, or no?
No. We're out there. They know what we're doing. When I say that I don't like punch people in the face, it's like it's hard to hit that switch when you're in practice. And like if I have 16-ounce gloves on, I'm gonna go all out. I don't give a fuck. I'll let loose. But when you have 7 ounces on and you have those rounded gloves, it doesn't take a lot to catch a knuckle in the eye or hit a little too hard and you cut someone right before their fight so I don't obviously I don't like mind hitting people, but I don't like hitting my teammates when I know that they're like so close to a fight or they're training their ass off, and I don't want to be the guy that is coming in on the fourth or fifth round when they're dog tired and take advantage of that with those small gloves on. I don't like that. I don't like hitting them. But in a fight, I don't give a shit. Like when I flip that switch, I don't care.
Yeah, no. And when it comes to flipping that switch, I mean, when you're getting ready to make that walk, I mean, what do you typically do to kind of help you flip that switch and get ready to compete?
It's just natural, man. I've been competing forever, so it's like whenever I know it's game time, I just like something. I don't know how to explain it. I just get laser focused. I get I'm super amped up. I'm super nervous. I'm like, it's like that's like my favorite feeling. You cut all that weight, and then you get your weight off. You gain a little bit back, and that's when you know it's game time. And that's like when I shut my phone off, or I don't talk to people. I don't I don't do anything else, but it's like fight. So, because you only have that small opportunity out there, so you want to be, focused on that and just taking it all in. It's hard to take it all in. Honestly, it's hard to appreciate it while you're doing the walkout and stuff like that. So, you definitely don't want to look back at a fight and regret it. So, I like to. I like that. Flip that switch and just go hard. I like it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And when it comes to your fights and stuff, obviously, you competed a bunch in the UFC. Is there maybe any cards in the future that maybe you'd like to try be on in the future one day?
I don't care. I'll fight the Apex every time. I don't give a shit. I would love for my family and friends to be just right there. And but it's like 1,700 a ticket plus. You got to reserve it by a certain timeline, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to go there. So hopefully, they have been traveling a lot more than normal. So hopefully they get back on that where they're doing Apex shows once every other month or something instead of they still do a lot there. But you got to understand that business side of things, and it makes a lot of sense for them. I promise it. All the people the employees love it. The fighters, honestly, most of us don't hate it. With the PI and the Apex right next to each other, it helps a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. And when it comes to you, I mean, outside the cage, do you happen to watch any movies or anything like that when you got some free time and stuff too?
I don't have no free time, man. I literally I have a TV. I have not. I turned it on when I programmed it to turn it on, and I have not watched one episode of anything. I haven't put 1 second of TV on my TV. I have no time for TV. If it's not a fight night, then I won't even watch that. But I usually end up watching some of those on my phone if I'm interested in it. But most of the time I'm I go train and then I come home and I'm, get on my computer to do whatever I have to do. And then I go to bed, get ready for the next day. It's I don't have a lot of free time for TV. So.
Yeah, no, fair enough, man. And what about music and stuff, man? Do you happen to go to any concerts and stuff? Maybe before you had any fights and stuff?
In between fights, maybe. Last one I went to was Jacquees. That's my boy. He's an R&B guy out of Dallas, and I listen to his stuff all the time. But I've been to a handful Jason Aldean, Bruno Mars randomly. I got talked into that. I didn't want to go, but just some. I've only been to a handful. I don't go to them often. It's not a regular thing, but I'd like to go back to the Jacquees one soon.
That would definitely be a sick one. How'd you get talking to go on Bruno Mars, man?
My sister is a huge fan, and she got tickets for a good deal. So she's like, I got 6 tickets. You gotta go. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I don't go with her often and do stuff like that. So it was just kind of things where I felt like I needed to go. So it was cool. He puts on a good show. I'm just not like I only know like two of the songs, so I felt like it was entertaining for sure. But it was just like I'm not that like I'm not a Bruno guy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And, with me being a Taekwondo instructor, I've been teaching for 6 years. I've been training since I was 5 years old. So it's been 19 years now. So I love martial arts and love what I do. And with all the different guys that got in my gym, what advice would you give them to keep on coming into the gym and to keep on getting better and better every day?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like that's a tough one because it's like you got to have that motivation, and it's hard to find. But keeping that motivation strong is just something that it's hard to do. But all that times that you don't want to go in the gym, you don't want to go in the gym. It's usually like if you work past that like once or twice, that's something that you'll be so proud of for the rest of your life. Just working through whatever hard times you're having. Like once you get past it, it's like you have so much growth. And so I get addicted to that growth. I'm like, every time that I get a chance to like learn something, I just love it. And so, I think that's something you got to learn, that passion of like learning, something like that. And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. If you're in the right space mentally, then you can learn something every time you go to the gym. And I think that, you got to get addicted to learning. So I think that's something you could definitely tell them.
Absolutely. I definitely think that's a solid message. And, speaking of messages, Damon, I mean, what's maybe your final message out there for the fans that are going to be watching this video?
Shit, man, I'm just ready to go. I'm so thankful for everybody's support. For July 20th it's right around the corner, so it's 2 weeks out, and it makes me like I've literally just been smiling the whole time. Everybody at my gym, they're like, "I've never seen you smile. I've never seen you smile," and I'm like, "Bro, that's not true." But like, I've been smiling a lot more lately than normal because it's like. I bust my ass and I work. I'm always ready to go. So it's nice to get the opportunity just to kind of step in last minute. And, it gives me some more freedom to hang out with my girls for the rest of the summer. So, it's just nice to, just have the opportunities and, take advantage of them.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm definitely glad you took advantage of it. And Damon, it's been awesome talking to you. Hopefully we can do another one in the future. I just got shoulder surgery on Monday. That's why I'm sitting in my bed. I got this ice pack on and everything. So hopefully we can do another one in the future. And best of luck with you, man. I'm looking forward to your upcoming fight.
Oh, yeah, man. All right.
You're the man. All right, stay in touch. Best of luck.